nothing at all. Woohoo, woohoo, nothing at all. Woohoo.
Hey guys, today I'm going to be taking a look at this little, looks like a fighter jet drone, but it also has really cool LED lights in these ducts or rings around each of the propellers here, which I'll show you in just a moment, because that's probably the main selling point of this little drone. Now it comes here in this box, you can see with the, it's describing the lights, this main selling point. It's by Xin Xiang. I've never heard of that brand before. It says Dazzle Color Lights. The model number is the XXD158. There's also a couple different camera versions. This is just a basic non-camera version of this drone. Now back to the drone. Let's go ahead and plug in the LiPo. The LiPo that it comes with is a 1S 450 milliamp LiPo with a little micro LoC connector. Really standard. I have another battery like this in my collection. These should be easy to get a hold of. You may not get the exact same capacity, but you should be able to find one that fits in here. I'll talk a little while I'm plugging it in here. Let's discuss the flight time. The flight time, I got about 7 minutes and 20 seconds total flight time. The low voltage alarm when the light started flashing was at about 6:15, so that's not too bad for this. You get about 1 minute of LVC flight, but it is a little sluggish during that 1 minute. It can't make up its mind if it wants to keep flying or if it wants to land itself. That's not that uncommon, but they probably should have just cut it off a little bit sooner than that. Let's go ahead and plug in the battery now. It does have an on and off switch, which I like as well. It's located here on the bottom. Turn it on. Now it's going to blink until I bind it up, but it's green in the front and blue in the back, so really nice for orientation, but it looks really cool. I mean, it's a dreary day today. It shines really nice here in my garage where I'm going to fly it, but it'd be really excellent to fly this, at night and around your house. Now because of this design, it's not the best in wind, and that's another reason why I'm going to fly it in the garage today, because it's quite windy out here at times today. So it just gets blown around quite a bit, but it can do it. It's just not really good outside and when there's any amount of wind, which is not uncommon for any kind of drone of this size anyway. So, all right, let's go ahead and look at the controller. The controller is a little peanut style controller. You got your pitch and roll trim here on the side. I believe this is your headless mode. This is a one key return here down below it. They call it like auto reverse or something like that. This is for the photo video. As you can see on the bottom here, that it has a spot here where like a camera could attach, for the other version, so it would control that. And this is your one key takeoff and landing. So it does nice one key takeoff and landing. It has altitude hold, as you can see. This is your 3 rates. You can increase it 3 different beeps. It doesn't increase the yaw though, but the yaws, I would rather have seen the yaw a little faster if it's going to be set to 1 yaw speed for all of them. It can do funnels that are not great, as you can expect, because the yaw doesn't increase in speed with the rates. And this is your 360 flips, which it actually does really good 360 flips. It raises up and does a nice tight flip. So I was pretty impressed with the 360 flips out of this. I couldn't find any way to calibrate the gyro, so it probably just does it when you turn it on. In case you would need to reset it, you would just need to power it off on a level surface to reset the gyro. Now it comes with a USB charger for that battery. This is a basic one that goes on and off with the light, and it's going to take you probably about 45 minutes to charge up that battery, maybe a little longer. I used a different charger for this one today, but pretty standard little charger. Also comes with a Phillips screwdriver and only 2 spare props, which I don't understand why they couldn't spend an extra 2 cents to put in all 4 spare props, but you're not likely to bust these because of the protective canopy here rings around each one of the propellers. I also like that it has these little rubber boots for landing. It seems rather well made. It doesn't do anything particularly well. It's not a great flyer, but it's not terrible. It tends to at times want to raise up on me, like the altitude hold. The barometer is not the greatest. It kind of wants to raise up. Sometimes it will go to the ground, but it doesn't do it a ton, at least not in my test flights. I've flown it twice before this. We'll see how it does here today. Like I said, it doesn't do anything particularly great, but it's serviceable. You know, it's fun to fly around here, and like I said, it looks really well. Looks really good, I should say. So I think we got everything covered here. There's not a whole lot to cover with this guy, so let's move along now to the flight review. Alright guys, so I got the battery back in the quadcopter now, so let's go ahead and we'll turn it on and we'll take it up here for a test flight. Go ahead and set it down on the ground. Turn on my controller. You do your binding, you're up, down, the lights go solid. Let's go ahead and take it up. I'm going to press the one key takeoff. You don't need to unlock the props, it'll do it for you. Looks like it might need, it's not too bad, might need a little bit of roll trim to the right. Now that's the lowest rate. You see the yaw set. I'm going to go ahead and show you here. I'll back it up here. I'm going to go the higher rates and go higher rate. See the yaw's not increasing. That's lowest, that's middle, and that's the highest. So the yaw's not increasing. It's a little bit noisy. So here in the garage it may be a little hard to talk over that. But I've got it in the highest rate. See, it's got a decent amount of pitch. I'm bringing it down there a little bit. It's raising up on me. Now there's the lowest rate. You see not much pitch. But it's doing a funnel though. There's the middle rate, you see more. And there's the highest rate. You see it's got considerably more pitch. It's going to be much sportier. You definitely want it in that rate if you're flying it outside. If there's any wind. Let's do an auto landing so you can see how it lands. And the lights flash when it's going to land to let you know it's in landing mode. So let's go ahead and take off again. I mean, it flies pretty good. I don't have any real big complaints. It's not super, but it's not bad. Let's bring it over here away from the garage door, and we'll have a little more clearance. Let's do a flip. Nice flip. I mean, I really don't have any complaints about that. Do a rear flip. Just make sure you don't get too close to the ceiling when you're doing it. Obviously, it'll raise up into it. Nice flips. I mean, really, it flies nice. I mean, fairly nice, like I said. I mean, a few times I've had it want to raise up and hit the ceiling or get to the ground. And it's going to be more prone to doing that whenever the battery's starting to get low. Now, like I mentioned a while ago, I got about 7 minutes and 20 seconds flight time, which is pretty good for a toy. I don't really have any, I think that's one of its stronger points. But like I said, about a minute of that was the low voltage. So you get a rather long low voltage, and it gets a little indecisive whether it wants to land itself or keep going. So you're not going to get a completely powerful full 7 minutes and 20 seconds like this. The last 30 seconds or so it's going to be going to the ground and up, and it's not going to be that great. So you know, probably closer to 7 minutes of really smooth flying time. But as you can see, those LEDs look sharp. The green are really bright. The blue it's a bluish purple. I guess more blue. A little bit less noticeable, but it's going to look fantastic if you want flying this around at night, outside, or in your house. Just be mindful that because of this design, it's not going to be super good in any kind of wind. There's been gusts today. It seems calm at the moment, so let's fly it out here. See, it kind of got caught in a little bit of wind right there and kind of like getting pushed from right to left, and it's not that much wind. See, I'm constantly fighting. Let's back it in the garage and see if that stops. And it does. So as you can see, it's got a slight drift to the right, left I should say. But you get out in the wind, boy, it doesn't take much for it to push it around. That is not much wind here. So you need a very calm day to fly this. But it's small enough that you can certainly fly this indoors in your house, or of course like I'm doing here in the garage. see what kind of funnel we can do again with it. Yeah, see, I mean, it does a funnel. It's not super tight, but as long as you have adequate room, you can. Now, see how it's kind of raising up on me? Now it's stopped. It tends to do that at times. But it's not, it doesn't do it enough to where it's causing me any kind of trouble while flying it very often. So even though all drones have LED lights on them, this one obviously having all those lit up around the propellers really is what its selling point is. That's what they're really trying to push, is this LED lighting to make it look really cool at night. You can't turn the lights off, and obviously LEDs aren't going to make much of a difference in your flight time anyway. So overall, pretty fun little quadcopter. Not the greatest quadcopter. I mean, it's like, in terms of, I mean, it's not like a Furby F-36 or so. They're not quite that nimble. But I have no problems flying it at all. So I mean, it's not like it's just okay. I mean, it's just like, it's nothing great about it, but there's nothing terrible about it. And the lights look great. I mean, there's no doubt about that. Now we're getting some flashing lights here. So we got about a minute probably where I could fly. I mean, I could float even longer yesterday when I was timing it. I ended up just go ahead and landing it. So let's go ahead and just hit the auto land, bring it on down. All right. So I don't know if that hit my exact time yesterday. A few times when I was flying yesterday, I did land for a few seconds. So my flight time might have been exaggerated by, 15 seconds or so during my flight yesterday. But you should get 7 minutes out of this once the low voltage forces it to land. So, not like I said, overall pretty neat little drone. Flies pretty good, not great, and looks really, really good. If you're interested in this, there is a purchase link to it in the description to Hobby and RC, which is a subsidiary or a sister company of Litake. So they're a good company to order from. I don't know, there's usually shipping charges. I don't know what it is. I don't even remember what the price of this is. But like I said, if you're interested, there's a purchase link in the description. Also, be sure to subscribe if you're not a subscriber, and click the bell so you know if I upload a new video. And as always, guys, have a good day.
The power of the dark side.